Hey, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel and our very empty kitchen. Well, kind of empty. Today we're going to be doing a reset in here, a very simple one at that. After the holidays and all the color and all the decor, I like to allow our house a chance to breathe a little bit, have a very, simplistic look, and then we'll be adding color back in. So for example, today we'll style the shelves in the corner, the cubbies up there, the countertop, something basic on the island. But after I share my winter tour next week, then we'll bring color back in for Valentine's Day, and then it'll be all things spring. So this is just temporary, and I hope you like it, but as always, I really appreciate your company. How about we start right over here in this corner? I'll focus on the shelves first and then work my way down. I did find a couple of new things at HomeGoods that I'm probably going to place up on the shelves. Let me show you what I found. Isn't this a pretty bowl? I love that washed look, and it's the perfect color or stain. They only had 2. I wish they'd had 4, so I'm on the hunt for 2 more because I love to stack the bowls. Unfortunately, this means I can only put 1 on this side of the kitchen, and then I'll put 1 on the other to balance. I also picked up 2 of these really pretty apples. I love their design, and especially how the stem actually matches the stain in the bowl that I just shared with you. And then no surprise, I'll be adding in some glass. I love using glass on shelves because visually it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can see through it. It's just an easy go-to. I'm bringing back a couple of these little pedestals. They are from Target. They're Dollar Spot a couple years ago. Plates are an easy go-to when styling shelves. Whether you display those with a pattern, you stack them and use them like a riser. If you've been hanging out with me a while, you know I love also adding pictures. Try to add them in varying shapes and sizes when I can. Walmart had these pigs like 90% off, so I scooped up a couple of them just to add a little bit of greenery up there. Shelves are done. Wanted to chat about it for a second. I'm a huge fan of symmetry and the diagonal method. So that means where I have my pictures top left, I like to balance those by adding the same element bottom right. Except this one has the greenery in it just for, that little pop of, winter look or contrast. And then because I have the bowl here, the wood look there, I've balanced that by adding the apple top right. And then sometimes I'll just go with the same element in the middle. Coming on down here to the peg rack. I love having a peg rack. If you've been hanging out with me for a while, I sound like a broken record when I say everybody should have one in their kitchen. Just a fun place to add accessories. I love to hang either, cutting boards or cups, pitchers, and a lot of times dish towels, which is what I'm going for now. I have these new gray and white ones, and because I don't have a cutting board that matches the wood that I used or that's in the bowl, I'm going to bring this dish towel in. The brown and white kind of ties in with the bowl. Now, what I wish I had was a glass pitcher that I could hang here to tie in with the glass up above on the shelves. The only thing glass that I have with a handle is this little coffee cup, and well, I don't even think it'll fit, but it's too small anyway. But I'm gonna make up for that in just a minute. I could just leave this empty, but I think I'm just gonna hang a little white pitcher. I know it's a lot of white going on, but I'm just going with what I've got for now. So here's a better look at it, and I also wanted to show you the diagonal coming into play again. So once again, I have the apple up there, and then diagonally down to continue the brown, I have that there. Then I go diagonally down here for the brown and white towel. And for me, this again just fulfills my need for symmetry and the diagonal method. Now we can move on to that little corner over there. Remember how I said I was going to make up for the fact that I couldn't hang anything glass from my peg rack? Let me show you what I have. I have this really pretty glass lamp. I love using lamps in a kitchen. I've been doing that for probably 20 years, especially when you have an otherwise dark back corner. It adds a little bit of ambiance and coziness and of course illumination. However, I have a few other items I'm going to place with it. I have this really pretty woven tray that I dry brushed with white paint. I did this a few years ago, but this will tie in with my bowl and brown and cream apple up on the shelves. But I'm not going to leave it just like this. I want to add some gray. So I'm just going to layer this little checked dish towel very casually on top. And then I'm going to add my lamp right here. And then I'm bringing in another pitcher and more of that winter greenery that matches that I added to one of the shelves. Then I thought I'd bring in a couple of these bowls. Found these at Home Goods. They were on clearance, but I love that beaded detail. I have some plates and a pitcher that matches this, but I'm just going to add these right in front. So now I have the texture of the tray that ties in with the bowl and apple over on the shelves. The gray and white towel ties in with the dish towels over on the peg rack. My pitcher and greenery tie in with what I have on the shelves, as does the glass lamp. So I just try to add the same types of elements so that it all works together. But I also turn the lamp on just so you could see what I mean, how it adds just that perfect amount of ambiance in an otherwise dark corner. And then I'm bringing back my little salt and pepper cellars. Just gonna add them right there. And then in this little empty spot, I'm bringing back books, but I'm bringing in a gray one and a white one. The gold ties in with the gold accents, and the silver ties in with the silver accents as well. Another pitcher filled with utensils, and then a smaller one that I usually just have the wood utensils in. Up in the cabinet, bringing in more pitchers. However, I am going to search my house to see if I have any gray books that I can use as a riser that will also, be adding in a little bit of gray to tie in with everything else. And then in the other two cabinets, bringing in plates and bowls. And then I brought back a couple of these winter wreaths that I cut just so they'll fit a little bit better, placing them right around the bowls, just bringing in that greenery over here. And then on the island, as I mentioned earlier, I'm just doing something very simple, bringing in this board to tie in with the wood accents that I've added so far, along with this beautiful oversized pitcher filled with winter green. I'm then going to stack some plates. I have just regular dinner plates. And I have a few of these snowflake plates I'm going to stack right on top of the dinner plates. A battery operated candle. I'll turn this on later on tonight so that it comes on at the same time every day. And this gorgeous glass cloche, placing it right over top of the candle, and this will just, tie in with the glass that I've added so far in the rest of the kitchen. And to the hooks on each end of the island, I'm bringing in more dish towels, a little cutting board, and this basket filled with greenery. And of course, I have to add some dish towels to my newly purchased magnetic rod. Over on this set of shelves, I'm just duplicating what I did on the other side of the kitchen. I'm hanging similar dishcloths over on these pegs, along with the matching pitcher. And down below, I decided to create a little hot cocoa station. Have this woven basket, then I layered a white dish towel, kept the canisters that I had for Christmas that were over in our little cabinet, has the marshmallows and the hot cocoa, brought in simple white coffee cups, little pitcher filled with spoons, and then this really cute hot cocoa sign. What do you say we stop here and save the reveal for next week? In fact, I will do a winter home tour next week. There are a couple of spaces that I haven't shared with you that I've decorated. Again, it's very simplistic, and I know a lot of you are going to be screaming, you need more color. And I promise, after winter decor, we'll add Valentine decor, so we'll be bringing back some red, maybe some pink, and then after that, it'll be all things, lots of color for spring. Also next week, I may be sharing our storage room, only because a lot of you have asked in the past, where do we store everything? And my husband and I have done some serious organizing. It's not quite done yet, but I may go ahead and share that anyway. As always, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you next time.